This program has always been about chaos. There's no structure, and it sometimes leaves a vacuum, and that vacuum is what we're looking to fill, not with anything other than God's Spirit, which is all around them. 90% of life is the view, and in many cases, they've missed it. Here, you can't miss it.
We believe that in this week you will summit a mountain, not the one behind us once again. We believe you're going to summit a spiritual mountain. And by that we mean you're going to summit the trials, the tribulations, the things that you face this week, this year. Whatever you have on your plate, God has called you out to bring them here so that you will be able to conquer that. So you can give it to Him and so that He can conquer over that.
Team Ascend is something we started back in 1998. My name is Mark Tillery, and I'm Director of Operations for Team Ascend.
As they said, my name is Fungus on the trail. You're not allowed to ask me about that.
Yeah, you are.
Ever.
My name is Jeff James. Mark Tillery and I started Team Ascend in 1998.
Which is a long time ago, and he still accepts me into the tent. So I appreciate that. Excited to have you guys here. Excited for you guys to get to run with our staff.
We wanted to take one church into the wilderness. We've been climbing together since 1986. From that moment on, we've been doing it 19 years. Our first trips were crazy. We didn't know what to expect, but all we knew is we wanted to help kids. This program is really about allowing people to experience God in a completely different environment. We have our church settings, we have our camp settings, but rarely do we take young people out into the wilderness, which is where Christ went when he wanted to seek solace and he wanted to find God and he wanted to pray and have his solo time.
We really consider ourselves more of a ministry versus a camp. We just like to come outside here and let God work through the experiences that actually happen on the trail. And that's a big difference.
We'll sit here in camp, just in our camp chairs, and let the young people just come and talk. We don't have a set schedule. We let them play and have a good time.
So instead of having a lot of staged events, we have a physical goal for the week, we have spiritual goals for the week, and we just let it go and let God work.
I'm Trayvon Harris. I'm going to college, took a gap year to explore and have fun, be in nature and stuff like that. Figure out who I am. I had a really rough family. I saw my brother and sister get beat up all the time. And we were all taken away. The same day my mom had a miscarriage was the same day that all her kids were taken. I went to the foster care system and then traveled to 14 foster homes and shelters and didn't get out until I was about 20. I took 2 semesters while living in my car with no AC. It was an old 1998 Nissan Altima, so it was pretty rough. I just been learning out about myself because growing up I never got to find out who I truly was. Just been worrying about surviving.
Everything we're doing is about teachable moments. Going over the cliff with that rappel rope, that rappel rope is an allegory for how much they have to trust God when they're out on that edge. What makes Team Ascend different, I believe, is our core focus on the spirituality of this week and this program.
Composed so rich
You this week will put your faith in action. It will not be showing up to a pew. It will not be singing in a song. It will not be carrying a Bible. It will be carrying one another's burdens. And this cup represents someone who chose to carry someone else's burdens. Someone who chose to hurt, to bleed, but to more importantly, do it with a joyful heart. And deep down in places you don't like to talk about at school or when you're at church, you know there's something. You know there's some things that you're carrying that you need to give to God. That you need to let go. Just like you had to do on that rappel site. Reach for the hand, which will be there for you tomorrow. The exciting part is he's waiting.
This is a 14,000 plus mountain, and we're not starting from the base up. We started far away. We were all up there together. All of us were helping each other, encouraging each other. It always feels better when you help other people along with you. I felt accomplishment from that and accomplishment from actually proving to myself that I'm strong enough to not only make it, but also help other people make it as well. And that's all I've ever wanted to be, is just strong enough to help other people.
Imagine you're a young person who is struggling with something deep inside them and they can't tell anybody. And up here all of a sudden God reaches out to them and grabs a hold of their heart and softens it.
And then they tell us here, pick up a rock and take it with you. And that represents the sin, the struggle in your life. We get to the top, we throw the rock over, the sin is gone. It no longer holds us down. We look at Christ, he carried the cross that represented sin for all mankind. And he took it up to the Mount of Skulls. When he resurrected, he was free of that sin. When we come down off that mountain, we're free of that struggle we tossed off the mountain. It's beautiful.
By the time we get to that summit, that burden, that rock that's sitting in their pack, to watch them lay those down with each other and to know, as trekkers, they left that at the summit together. That's way different, really, than any other experience they're going to get.
I actually have a major fear of heights. My whole thing was to get past that and conquer that fear. I completely pushed my fears to the side.
We need to be on fire for Jesus all the time, and not just when we're on top of a mountain and we're all with other people. We want to be together with Jesus 365 days a year.
It took so much courage to get up that hill, and so it kind of made me realize that I have courage, I guess, and that if I can climb a mountain, I can do anything, I guess.
I was telling people, what's stopping you from achieving anything else? If you can do this, then you can do just about anything.